Hello, I'm Switch.
And I'm old.
I was just reading about a town in Pennsylvania that converted 5 of its traffic lights to LED lights.
Really? Well, I was just reading my horoscope.
They did this in cooperation with the state through a special grant.
You will experience turmoil in your life from old issues.
In just 1 year, they saved $2,700 in electricity.
Make positive changes in your life immediately. Well, that settles it. I'm changing from briefs to boxers.
You know, there are more positive changes you can make.
Yeah, but you can't imagine how tidy these whiteys are.
And there are some things you can't unimagine.
Oh, that's good. That's good right there.
I'd like to thank Commonwealth Energy for putting on this forum. And the reason I'd like to thank them is because alternative energy is the key. Obviously, as all of you know, Pennsylvania, we are trying to be the #1 state in the country as far as investing in alternative energy. We have, as all of you I'm sure are aware, we have alternative energy portfolio projects that by 2020, 2025, that these big companies are going to have to purchase energy. And so we are ramping it up, and programs such as this are really going to give us the awareness in the projects to move forward. And what I can tell you is, in the state, we do see the urgent need to cut energy costs and move towards energy independence and stimulate the economy. Pennsylvania is going to invest $665 million to push Pennsylvania to the top tier of those states. And I can tell you, we will constantly be looking for ways to improve that. So we do not want to depend on foreign oil. We do want to invest in alternative energy projects. As many of you are aware, rate caps in the PPL service territory are coming off in the end of this year. We're going to be looking at an increase of anywhere from 30% and up in our electric rates. So take advantage of some of these programs that I am going to go through with you now. Make sure I do this right. Right off the bat, we have the Renewable Energy Program. This provides financial assistance in the forms of grants and loans to promote the use of alternative energy in the Commonwealth. The program is administered by Department of Community and Economic Development, Department of Environmental Protection, which I will refer to as DCD and DEP. The types of funding and loans, but first let me, what the program is supposed to do is to assist with geothermal technologies and wind energy projects. And in fact, we have one of the local Marywood University here in Scranton that has taken advantage of the geothermal. And I'm not sure if some of you saw, but they are using a very nice geothermal system at Marywood University. We have been investing in some windmills in Pennsylvania for years, actually at school districts. And Lakeland High School has one that is really helping with their football stadium. One small windmill can generate enough electricity, especially up at Lakeland. Has anybody ever been up to Lakeland High School? There was a wind constantly up there. And so it's constantly going, and it really helps bring down the cost for the school district. As you can see, loans are available for energy generation equipment up to $35,000 for every new job created. Loans for geothermal systems or wind energy generation or distribution projects shall not exceed $5 million. And grants, let me go into grants right here. Grants up to $5,000 for every new job created. The generation or distribution, you have projects for up to $1 million. And then there also is grants out there for planning and feasibility studies, up to 50% of the total cost of the planning project or 175%, whichever is less. To be eligible, you can be a business, an economic development organization, a political subdivision, such as those listed. In the terms, there is a matching investment requirement of at least $1 for every $1 of program funds awarded. There's a $100 non-refundable application fee due at the time of submission to the CFA, and there's a 1% commitment fee on all approved loans. Where to apply? If you could see those, please write down that address, the web address, because what I can tell you is all these programs that I mentioned, you're going to have to write down these. This is the place to go for more information and for the application, where you can see guidelines of where you need to apply. Solar energy. Solar energy provides financial assistance in the forms of grants and loans to promote the use of alternative energy in the Commonwealth. The program is administered jointly by the Department of DCD and DEP under the direction of the CFA. Activities to promote the generation and use of solar energy and the manufacture or assembly of solar equipment. Types of funding, again, is through loans and grants. Loans is up to $35,000 for every job created within 3 years after approval of the loan, and for the generation or distribution shall not exceed $5 million or $2.25 per watt, whichever is less. Eligibility, well, I'm sorry, grants, let me go with the grants. Grants, we have $5,000 for every new job created by the business within 3 years after approval of the grant, and the generation or distribution projects shall not exceed $1 million or $2.25 per watt, whichever is less. And again, we have planning and feasibility studies. To be eligible, again, is the same thing. So you can see what we're trying to do here in Pennsylvania is to really bring in, our local community. We're trying to invest and make Pennsylvania that leader. And I believe with the people here in this room, we can do that. So I am excited to see so many people here today. The terms. There is a matching investment requirement of at least $1 for every dollar of program funds awarded. Again, you have the same application fee, and you have the 1% commitment fee on the approved loans. High Performance Building Program. The High Performance Building Program provides financial assistance in the forms of grants and loans to underwrite the cost premiums associated with the design and construction of major renovation of high-performance buildings in the Commonwealth. And again, this is done through DCED and DEP through the CFA. High Performance, the program is such an example is to assist with the construction or renovation associated with high-performance building, funding. As I mentioned, we have loans and we have grants. The loans for small businesses shall not exceed $2 million. For individual households shall not exceed $100,000. Grants for a building project, it shall not exceed $500,000 or 10% of the total eligible building construction or renovation costs, whichever is less. There's loans and there's grants provided, but before I get to that, again, something to promote the utilization, development, and construction of alternative and clean energy projects in the Commonwealth. As you're going to see, these are all programs that we're trying, maybe a little broad. You may look at this and say a little broad. That's why I'm asking you to go on these websites and look at some guidelines. Because what we're really trying to do is not to say this is definitely the project, but to say this is an idea. And if you come up with an idea that can work and reduce these costs, we're trying to give you as much wiggle room to figure out where we can put you in and make these projects a reality. As I said, Governor Rendell, even though we don't have a budget done or anything, and I don't think there's one person in Pennsylvania that can take blame for this, because it is 253 people that have different opinions, and anybody that has a wife or children or their best friend knows you don't agree on everything. So it is difficult right now, and we're hoping to get it done soon. But one thing I can tell you is that we all are in agreement of moving Pennsylvania forward. And so these are programs that I think even the next person that comes in to be governor in 2010, along with the General Assembly, we're going to constantly be looking for ways to make Pennsylvania better. And the types of funding on the Alternative and Clean Energy Program is with the manufacturer generation. You see here it's $35,000 for every new job created within 3 years after approval of the loan. And for the production side shall not exceed $5 million or 50% of the total project cost.